So welcome to my review of Streets of Rage 4. This is developed by Dotemu, Lizardcube, and Guard Crush Games. And for anybody wondering, where does this game fit into the series? It's the fourth game in the great Streets of Rage series that started in the early 90s on the Sega Genesis and the Mega Drive. So this is a spoiler-free review of the game. I'm only going to show the first bunch of characters that you get in the game and also only show the first two levels. I'm not going to show the later levels. I'm not going to show all the characters that you can unlock. And there's quite a few of them, that is for sure. I'm not going to ruin a lot of the secrets that are in this game because that is what a video game is all about, to play it, to discover these things. And I don't want to be the one to take that away from you. So to start with, I gotta say, I'm a huge fan of the series. I bought all the games the second that they got released back in the day, in the 90s. I have finished them multiple times. I'm a super fan. I'm a big super fan. So when I heard there was going to be a Streets of Rage 4, I was a little nervous. I was kind of like, maybe we should leave the trilogy alone. Do we really need to go back to it? Because there's been a lot of rumors over the years that Streets of Rage 4 is in the works. I remember there was talk a long time ago that there was one getting released on the Dreamcast. And so it was kind of like, maybe we should just leave it alone. And then I saw the first trailer and I saw Axel and I was like, oh, okay, they're going with a totally different style, a hand-drawn style. I'm like, do I like it? Do I not like it? I had to play the game to really make my assessments. So yes, Alex, Blaze, and Adam are back in the game with Adam's daughter, Cherry, and also a cybernetically enhanced character called Floyd. And I just want to say I like the addition of the new characters. I think they fit into the world extremely well. And I love their moves. I love Cherry and her guitar. It's so damn cool. Now, there's quite a few game modes. To begin with, there's the story mode that you can play with a friend or online, and you can go all the way through the story and find out what's going on with all of the characters. I won't ruin the story, obviously, but it kind of builds 10 years after the original. There's also stage select, so when you finish a level, you can go back to that level at any single time. Any level you've already unlocked, you can go and play that level on any difficulty. And there's arcade mode, and this one's a little bit tough. On one credit, you gotta go all the way through the game, and that's saying something. This game has a difficulty, and there's 5 difficulty levels in here. And there's boss rush mode where you fight wave after wave of bosses, and you can do that with a friend or online as well. And one of my favorite features is the battle mode, where you and up to 4 friends can kick the crap out of each other. And this is most welcome in my home here because I love these modes. I always have loved fighting my friends in video games over the years and taking the top spot against them. It's one of the things I'm very competitive against. Even I was playing this mode with my wife and I was like going to town. She's like, you love this way too much. I'm like, I know, I really do. And also to note, there's 12 stages to get through. And how long is each stage? To get through each stage is probably around 7 to 8 minutes to get through. And the thing is about the game that I really want to stress is people will say, oh my God, how short is this game? This game is about going through the entire thing over and over with different characters on different difficulty settings, unlocking different characters. And that is where the fun is. In the original games, even in the original Streets of Rage 1 and 2 here, they're very short games, but where you get the fun is trying different characters and going through all the entire games over and over again to reach perfection. As I say, there's 5 difficulty settings here, and it's a challenging game. Let's talk about graphics for a second here. I love the original look of Streets of Rage, the first 3 games. The sprite-based look. Fantastic. That is Streets of Rage to me. So when I saw the new characters and they're all hand-drawn and kind of anime-esque style, kind of cell shading, I was like, I don't know, is this really, am I gonna enjoy this? It feels too different than the original. And then I jumped in and I started to play the game and started to see the animation and see the work that has been done here. There's so much animation done on these characters that I was really taken in, and it felt exactly like a Streets of Rage game should. And for some of you out there that just can't get over the sprite-based characters and how they're not there, where yes, you can get them in the game. You can unlock them, and that is a sight to behold, seeing sprite-based characters in this world. I love that so much. And it's the little things that I really enjoy the most in this game, the subtle details. Like I'm walking down the street and I see an arcade, and in the arcade is a machine, and it says Bare Knuckle on the side. And Bare Knuckle is the original name for the series in Japan. So I was like, oh cool, they're honoring the series there. But also I noticed on the store itself, on the window, it said, it was spray painted on, "Where are my pixels?" And I really loved it that they're having a lot of fun talking about the original. It's kind of an insider joke. And there's some other really beautiful callbacks to the previous games that I will not ruin. There's some things that I saw, I was like, oh my god, this is just, straight out of Streets of Rage 1, and I was so happy to see that. I was also happy to see characters making a reappearance from past games, and I won't ruin them as well. Now, they've done something interesting to do with the health items in this game. Remember the health items would be the turkey or the apple? Where now you can change the look of them to like a cheeseburger or a salad or pizza. I was just like, what? That's so unusual to do, but you can choose the way your health items look in this game. There's also a lot of video options to tinker with, and you can change your HUD options as well. So if you've got to this part of the review and you don't know what style of game this is a beat 'em up style of game, where this was very popular in the 80s and 90s, where a character or a group of characters would walk from left to right, fighting wave after wave of enemies, level after level. And in this one, you can do it with a friend, or you can do it online. Now, there's lots of things to interact with. There's so many weapons in this game, and I'm not gonna show them all because there's so many fun ones later on. There's more weapons in this game than has ever been in a Streets of Rage game, and I had a lot of fun with some of these. Also, as you're going through the levels, you can interact with the environments or stay away from some of the environments. So sometimes you're walking along and there's a wire and it's like electricity's coming out of it. You want to avoid that, obviously. And sometimes later on in the game, there's like toxic ooze and you want to stay away from that. You can also blow up barrels. There's a lot of things to interact with. Yeah, there's a lot of enemies that are back from the past, that's for sure. And there's a lot of palette swaps for sure. So you'll be fighting enemies at the end of the game. You're like, I remember that character from the beginning of the game, but now he's wearing a red shirt. That's been in every Streets of Rage game. That's been in every beat 'em up style of game, and it's kind of fun to see that happen. It's always fun when you have like 4 characters on the screen. They all look identical, but they're all wearing different pants and have a different hair color. But that's part of the beat 'em up genre. Now, coming off the originals and jumping straight into this game, not reading any of the tutorials or anything like that, I started to play the game, I picked it up, and it was a Streets of Rage game. It felt very at home to me. And there's so many things that you can do within the game and the way you interact fighting enemies. I can't list them all. I'll try to mention some of them right now. You have a main attack, you gotta jump, you can pick up items, you can throw weapons, you have defensive specials, you have offensive specials, you have jump air specials, strong attack, blitz move, back attack, mid-air grab, star move, grabs, and some moves leave you invincible for a moment as well. Now we get to the main thing of any Streets of Rage game, the music. The music is very important because we are coming off a legendary soundtrack of the past by Yuzo Koshiro. So I was very, very curious when this game was first announced, who was making the music? Was it Yuzo? Was he gonna be the main composer? Where, hold up, he is not the main composer. The main composer is Olivier Delivriere. What can I say about his music? He's got some big shoes to fill, right? Who'd want to fill those shoes? Really? I'm gonna say, I think he's done a really good job. I think he's done a really, really good job. And there's a lot of other people who made music as well in here, but I think the whole team came together and delivered such interesting music. And it's so different, some of the music, like we're going from dubstep to jazz, and it feels really at home with those awesome beats from the past. And yes, Yuzo Koshiro is here as well, and he's delivered some amazing brand new tracks that live up to his original soundtracks. They really do. And overall, because this is a group effort, the whole soundtrack does live up. Is it as nostalgic as classic? Time will tell, because for me, nothing can beat Streets of Rage 1 and 2. Nothing can beat it. But I was enjoying the music as I was fighting, and that's the main thing. And for me, I think a lot of that old music really went into my head because I played the games over and over and over again. So those tracks are eternally burned into my mind. Will the new tracks be burned into my mind as well? Time will tell, but I can tell you this much, it's a good soundtrack. It's a great soundtrack. And for some people who can't get over the new music, you can pick the original Streets of Rage 1 and 2 music to play as you're playing the game. So that's kind of explaining all of what the game's about, but is the game fun? Did I have a good time with it? Yes, I did. It was funny because the second I finished the game, I started playing on the next difficulty level, and I just kept on going. And it's so addicting. I even want to go back to it now. I want to finish it with all of the characters. I want to unlock all of the stuff there. There's a lot of replayability in unlocking all these other characters and a sense of completion. I just love walking up, beating the crap out of everybody, and boss battles. I really enjoyed the boss battles in here as well. I had a lot of fun, and I just like the graphics, I like the gameplay, I like the music. It worked. It worked. I can't say enough how nervous I was a bunch of years back when this was announced. I thought, oh no, really? Another developer is going to do this? Really? I had confidence in them because they've done some great stuff in the past, but could they do a good job on a Streets of Rage 4? I'm here to say absolutely. I think they've done an amazing job doing something brand new in the way of graphics, but honoring the past and gameplay of the originals and having a really equally great soundtrack and gameplay ability to everything, with a lot to do, with a lot of different modes. You can play with your friends online, play co-op with your friends at home. This is what we love in video games, and for me, this is a revisiting to the past, to some treasured series, and giving them some justice with a modern look at it and a modern take on it, and we're succeeding. And that's the main thing, we're succeeding. I think this is a really great game. I highly recommend it. And also, there's physical copies getting released by Limited Run Games, but for the time being, it's digital only, and it's for PC, Xbox, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. All of those above. And I gotta go play some Streets of Rage, that's for sure. So anyways, guys, until next time.